Right, good morning guys and welcome. My name's Connor, this is Hotheads Media. We bring you the latest and greatest from our dynamic industry, keeping you informed each week, doing all the hard work so you don't have to. So, we were at the Great British Barber Bash yesterday and the 10th anniversary in London at the Big Penny Social, and I tell you what, it was a good day. I just want to say a big thank you to everybody who spoke with me, everybody who allowed me to get interviews with them. Anybody I didn't, sorry. If you catch me at the next one, I'll definitely get an interview with you. It was just a great day for networking. There was some great talent on at the Great British Barber Bash. They had some big headliners like Kevin Lunchman, Josh LaMonica. You had the Great British Barber Bash education team. You had people like Ardy on, the Tourette's Barber, and Slider Cuts. Like, that's just to name a few. And then they had loads of different barbers cutting around the room. They had some great stands there. So I just want to say thank you to everyone who took the time to speak with me. It was a great event yesterday. I really enjoyed the Barber Bash at the Big Penny Social. You put on a great event, Gary. And thanks for doing that for the industry, because it's definitely something that is needed. And yeah, we had a great event. I seen the Noble Barber there, which is Anthony Laban. He actually gave me this t-shirt, so I'm absolutely buzzing about that. I just want to say a big thank you to him. You see this? The Noble Barber. He was getting some interviews as well yesterday with some industry professionals. At one point, I seen him sit down with Kevin Lunchman and Josh LaMonica at the same time. So I'm looking forward to that coming out. Make sure you stay tuned for that. And it was just a good vibe yesterday. There was loads of people there. It was probably one of the busiest Barber Bash events that I've been to. Remember, they are going to go to Belfast on the 1st of June and then Glasgow on the 7th of September. So make sure you get your tickets for that. You definitely want to go because the vibe yesterday was wicked. There was some great talent on show. I was networking with so many people. And what we're going to do first off is we're going to just dive into the Great British Barber Bash Instagram, and I'll just show you a few of the stories, and then we're going to move on just to highlight the day and how good it was yesterday. And also, if you want to see any of the coverage from what I did, go onto the Hotheads Media Instagram. I've uploaded a few stories. So that's some live coverage from yesterday, and then we got some good interviews, so there should be stuff coming out this week and over the next upcoming weeks. So looking forward to getting that going. So let's go on over, and this is some of the stories. Honestly, it was great. Really, really good day. Really glad I went, to be honest with you. So that's everyone making their way down to the Great British Barber Bash.
Take a look at this weather. Dangerous day to be a Barber Bash. I'm en route. Lesby Avenue.
Jeez.
Is the day of the Great British Barber Bash. I'm currently on my way to pick up the boys, and I'm going to get the train up to London. I'm super excited. Let's see what today's got to offer.
Honestly, caught up with Zach, great guy. Caught up with the guys from Black Lamore Barbers. You know, there were so many people that attended yesterday. It was great.
Today, guys, 10th anniversary of the Great British Barber Bash up in London at the Big Penny Social. I'm on my way up now, sun's shining and it's got a great lineup. Can't wait to be there. I'm on the Crazy Ball stand at 1:30 with my man Simon Ghost. So come and check us out, and then check out the rest of the lineup. Can't wait to see you.
Met Simon yesterday, really nice bloke.
Alright, good morning everyone. We are here back in London, and today we are heading to the Great British Barber Bash. Tonight, 6 p.m, I have a very special performance with Mr. Kevin Lunchman, back to back. Can't wait to share with you everything that we get up to. Stay tuned. I'll try and put as many stories together as I can. In the meantime, have a great day.
So they are doing an education day coming up soon that I did hear them talk about. So make sure you get your tickets for that. It's selling out quick. You know, honestly, it was a really, really good day. Let's just flick through and see if we can see some.
We are here. We are setting up ahead of today's big show. It's going to be a mega day. We've got an awesome, awesome lineup. We can't wait. Can't wait to see all the barbers travelling from all over Europe and the UK, obviously, and Ireland. So, yeah, it's going to be amazing to see everybody. We've got the 2 barber battles. We've got the finals of the Barber of the Year competition. And it's going to be a great day. If you've not yet got your tickets and you want to come along, there are availability on the door. But otherwise, if you are coming, I'll see you later and I'll give you a big kiss.
I tell you what, they had people from all over coming. There was a guy there from Romania. which was
A
cool.
very good morning on this sunny Sunday from London. We've made it down here after an early flight this morning, but we're all ready to go for the Great British Barber Bash, the 10th anniversary event today at the Big Penny Social. Myself, Isaac and Zania are going to be on the main stage at 4:15 p.m, so don't miss it if you're going to be there. Drop me a message and let's meet up. Say hello. We'll see you there.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Honestly, it was a really, really good event. I'm so glad that's Tourette's Barber. We got a viral hit yesterday when I give him an interview. You've got to see that when it comes out. That was absolutely hilarious. He terrorizes me a little bit. Obviously, it's unintentional, but it was definitely funny. So if you see that video come out, make sure you like it. So that was just a little bit of coverage from the Great British Barber Bash yesterday. You can also see, if you go to their Instagram, you can go and see the videos for yourself. And what I would say is also, sorry, that's that playing in the background. Also, make sure you get your tickets for upcoming events. I've just said Belfast, 1st of June, then Glasgow on the 7th of September. Limited tickets, one of the best events I've been to. 2 massive shows, 2 massive cities. It's going to be great. Hope to see you guys there. So, in other news, I seen this the other week, but I didn't actually get a chance to cover it. And this was the fact that Jack the Ripper, they have found out his identity. And obviously, it was long assumed that he was a barber. But apparently they've done some tests now and they found some DNA evidence. So I wanted to share this with you quick. So I thought it was probably a good one. Let's see if I can just reload this video quickly so it starts from the start.
But for my money, the best one probably is the first one, Jack the Ripper. Got to be honest, the name Aaron Kosminski just doesn't have the same impact. Doesn't pack the same punch. But tonight it is confirmed, if not yet official, Kosminski did indeed pack the same punch as Jack because they are one and the same. Let me take you back almost 140 years to the Whitechapel area of London. This is where I need to stop and warn you that the photos I'm going to show are graphic. At least 5 women were slashed to death on those cobblestone streets. Their organs were removed. It happened between August and...
So if you don't know who Jack the Ripper was, he was infamous within British history, and this is a long-standing case that's gone unsolved. So it's really interesting this has come out.
November of 1888. Aaron Kosminski was a 23-year-old immigrant who'd come to London years earlier from Poland. His occupation? Can't make it up. Barber. Person of interest was not a term back then, but it really would have applied because police looked at Kosminski. They just never had enough evidence to arrest him. They really never had much evidence, period. Fingerprints weren't even an acceptable crime-fighting tool in Britain until almost a decade later. That is how cold this case is. But that uncertainty about Aaron Kosminski did not stop Madame Tussauds from immortalizing him in wax and including him in the Jack the Ripper Chamber of Horrors. But beyond that, and certainly before that, there was nothing definitively tying him to the Ripper until now. And what is that evidence, you ask? I thought you would. It seems the Ripper's 4th victim, Catherine Eddowes, was wearing a shawl the night that she and one other victim were killed just minutes apart, killed and mutilated. The shawl was blood-stained, of course, and somehow in 2007 it was put up for auction. The winning bidder was an author and Jack the Ripper scholar named Russell Edwards. And Edwards went right to work testing the century-old shawl for DNA. And the results? A 100% match to Aaron Kosminski by way of his oldest brother's great-great-granddaughter.
So he's been pinned to this 140 years later. And like I say, it was infamous in British history. So it's interesting to find out that they found a link to who it was and the fact that he's a barber. So obviously it's not a great look for barbers overall. But again, there's many people in history who have been barbers who have become famous through... getting on the wrong side of the law. You look at like Sweeney Todd. I was teaching a class the other day and a lot of people didn't even know who Sweeney Todd was. So basically Jack the Ripper, Sweeney Todd, they make barbers famous but for the wrong reasons. So if you're watching this and you are a barber, please stay in your lane and don't give us any more bad press. So what else we got now? We've got another video for you to watch and this is from the Salon Employers Association. So for me, this is a little bit doom and gloom. I actually think that the industry isn't doing too badly. We are here at Men's Grooming Company in Coventry, and we're doing quite well. Business is good, but we have a good model to run the business on. And we don't take apprentices just because it will kill our business, it will bring us over the VAT threshold and all of that stuff. But realistically, we've got a good model here, but I know many salons and barbershops are struggling around the UK. So this is from the Salon Employers Association. This is some statistics and stuff that they've gathered. And I think it's important for you guys to see this and it to be shared with you. So if you haven't seen it, I'll play it for you now. Go and follow them. It's Salon Employers Association. Right. Salon employment forecast to drop by 93%.
Am I going to be able to make enough money for the next payday? Not for the next 6 months or the next year, the next payday.
How can the largest salon in the city of Sheffield be in £114,000 of HMRC debt? So if I'm struggling, what on earth are salons going to do?
We're going to lose the future of business owners and the future of hairdressing industries without some kind of intervention.
Everybody is just scrabbling to do their best to find an alternative to paying those impossible to pay taxes.
We have got 3 other salons to compete with. I'm the one that's paying the VAT, paying the pay-as-you-earn, and employing all these people. There's just not a level playing field.
They're not investing in apprenticeships. The VAT bill I pay would pay for 2 juniors that I've had to just let go.
The VAT is killing the industry. By 2027, there's to be 0 new apprentices in the industry.
They're now 6 in a group.
We need the apprentices to keep our business sustainable, and it's important for their future as well. Who is going to train the future apprentices if the salons are not taking them on?
I'm an apprentice, came up through the ranks and did all the things that apprentices do, and stylist, became a franchisee, and now I'm a franchisor.
We fear destruction of apprenticeships that give disadvantaged young people the opportunity to grow.
I didn't have a good start in life. My dad passed away, had another loss in the family, went straight into lockdown. It just kind of went crashing down from then. I just don't know where I would be or what I would be doing if it wasn't for the opportunities that I've had in hairdressing.
So much has gone wrong so quickly that we need urgent intervention.
It's only the last 6 months of my 23 years that I have really struggled.
VAT goes down and we can afford to hire more apprentices, more people, and keep reinvesting in the economy.
The alternative is so much more expensive. It's massive VAT avoidance because there's no other choice. And if they do reduce that, is that we reverse that trend and actually put £0.9 billion more back in the Treasury's pocket, reduce the tax on VAT to 10%, bring some levelling of the playing field, and give those businesses some breathing space before it's too late for the industry.
So save our salons. I thought that was an important video to watch, and that is the reality of running a salon in 2025, a call for a change immediately. So like I say, get your model right. If you get your model right, then I think you'll be better off in the long run, and actually going forward, apprenticeships probably aren't the way to go. You know, whether something changes or not, who knows, but that's just is what it is. Change your model, sustain your business, look after the apprentices, look after the staff you've got at the moment, and that's all you can do for the time being. So we're going to move on to some key findings from the National Hairdressers and Barbers Federation. This is from an industry survey that's just happened, a recent survey, that's the word I'm looking for. So service prices are going to increase by 78%. So they will put their prices up over the next 3 months. This is the highest since our quarterly industry survey began. And 52% of businesses plan to increase their prices between 5 and 10%. That's exactly what we're doing. Come the 1st of April, we're increasing our prices. And unfortunately, the consumer's going to pay, but we have bills on top of our head. And if we want to keep the doors open, that's exactly what's going to happen. So workforce decrease. More business have experienced a decrease in their workforce, 31% up from 18. So yes, I can understand that with all the new stuff coming in, but again, sort your business model out. Autumn budget, as a result of the budget announcement last year, 59% of businesses will take fewer apprentices, 47% will reduce the number of employed staff, 41% will reduce the business investment, and 47% of businesses will reduce staff apprentice hours. So downsizing and losses, rise in business planning to downsize or hand over their business. Also, there is a slight rise in businesses making a loss over the quarter. So it seems bleak, but I don't think it's as bad as what is suggested. But don't get me wrong, it's not easy either. So Barber Boxing, we are going to be doing the live events coming up soon. So make sure you get your ticket for Telford. It's a jam-packed event. They've got some great sponsors. We're going to be working with some good media people like myself. I think it's going to be a great event, a great networking event. There's going to be a lot of people there. So make sure you get your ticket. And that is the 12th of April in Telford. Biggest barbering boxing show around, the only one. Great night of networking, boxing, meeting people and everything like that. And we're going to be doing the face-offs very soon, so make sure you stay tuned for everything like that. So that is the news for today. And now we're going to go on to our hot topic, which is barbering is set to explode. So barbering is set to be the fastest growing job in the US, over the next 10 years. So barbering is set to explode. Fastest growing job in the US over the next 10 years. What do we think about that? So there's been multiple posts and surveys coming out about this. So let's read this for you now. So according to the US Bureau of Labor Statistics, barbering is projected to grow by 7% in the next 10 years, making the fastest growing profession in the nation. This is obviously for the US. So if you're my US crowd, that's great for you guys. Barbering is expected to explode. And after what I witnessed yesterday, just being in the UK, it was mega yesterday. There was many people there, and I spoke to a lot of new young barbers that were attending, which is good. So the rate exceeds the average growth for most profession, which is of grooming services being part of more prevalent cultural emphasis on personal care and entrepreneurship in the beauty industry. So that's good. I'm glad to hear it, to be honest with you. That's great to see barbering set to explode in the US, and that normally has a knock-on effect to the UK and Europe. So I'm hoping to see a big uptake. And male grooming is massive at the minute. Everybody's looking after themselves. You can obviously go and work for yourself or go and work in a shop, obviously if the shop owner's good to work for. But yeah, after the vibe yesterday of being at the Great British Barber Bash, I'm not surprised barbering is set to explode. But obviously we read a post from the US. So I asked GTP, what's it going to be like in the UK? So I asked them at first, what's the fastest growing job or occupation in the UK in the next 10 years? So it basically said to me, sustainability, green energy, technology and data, healthcare professionals, engineering and infrastructure, creative industries and digital marketing. Now, I wonder if it's giving me that because of the fact that we don't have such a pristine industry when it comes to barbering. We are oversaturated and everything like that, but I still think it's going to have a massive knock-on effect. So then I asked it, what specific job, I was a little bit more specific here, what specific job will grow the fastest in the UK in the next 10 years? So it said artificial intelligence, machine learning engineers, data analysts and scientists, and that's basically what it said. And then the third was renewable. Now, I do think that's probably going to be quite correct, but I also think services, personal services, and stuff that you can go and open a business in and be a young entrepreneur or a new entrepreneur and small businesses, again, in the UK are going to be the lifeblood of the UK, and they are going to drive money into the UK economy. So look out for how barbering is set to explode in the UK also over the next 10 years. And yeah, hopefully we see it. It's going to be good for us, good for us here at Men's Grooming Company, and good for the industry as a whole. So that was pretty much it for the hot topic. You know, I just wanted to briefly touch over that. And yeah, barbering is set to explode. So let's watch this space and see how we go. So we're going to go on now to our Pro Tools. And our Pro Tools 101 this week is foil shavers or foils. So when I go and teach classes, or when I teach staff that come new to the shop, a lot of them struggle with using the foil shaver, which foil to use, which foil to buy, which, you know, brand to get and everything like that. Now, that's why I thought we might as well do a foil shaver section, or as I would reference it, foils. So what we're going to do is we'll go to our recommended retailer, which is Barber Blades, and we'll have a look at the different types of foils that you can get. So for me, the Babyliss Pro Foil Shaver, that is the industry standard, and that is this one here. Now this is the Babyliss Pro Titanium Foil, and you can see it's £90, right? But the good thing about the Pro Titanium Foiler is the fact that it comes with two of these heads. So these heads on their own, you can see, are what, £18, £20. So if you knock that off, you're basically paying £70 for your Pro Foiler, and it's the strongest, it's the best one on the market. I used to use the Wal, I used to use the Andis, I've used the JRL, and for me, nothing compares to the Babyliss. It's nice, it's bulky, it's powerful. It comes with the two heads, which for me is like a money saver straight off the bat. It's got a long lasting runtime. It just works perfect. The shape's good. You can get in around the ears and everything like that. And I use one on my head, and I use one, another one obviously for the clients. So that's my preferred one. But there are other ones that you can get. And they have brought out a new foiler, which is the UV one. Now look, there's the Vanish, the foil shaver. You can see the price difference, £138. And you don't have a separate head. I've used both of these, and honestly, the Pro Titanium one's great, the best one. The JRL, you can get this in black on its own. This is the Ghost one, which is white. It comes in the Ghost set, but it only has one head. So rather than these, it has two. I don't know if two is better than one, but I personally prefer it. And then you've got the Babyliss Pro FX1. Now, I like the shape of this, but for me personally, the price difference is not really like, I can get two of these for the same price. And because I haven't really used it, I don't know, it's basically the same head, but it's going to have a different motor and a different charge and stuff like that. So until I use it, I can't say it's any better. But for me, the industry standard is definitely the Babyliss Pro Titanium Foil. So you can get it in different colors. This is the single head one. Personally, I would go and get the double head one, because it's the best. You can get it, look, if you go to a Rose Gold, you can get it in for £80, so there's another £10 saving. Remember, if you go to Barber Blades as well, use Hot Heads 10 for a further 10% discount. This is the Pro UV, this is the UV foil one. Now, this was released at a really high price, and honestly, it's just a UV cleaning thing. If you clean it yourself, you can save money. You don't need that. The JRL Onyx is £90, only got one head. Not that good. For the same price as the Pro Foiler, you can get the Andis, but the Andis isn't my favorite at all. I used to use it, and then I tried the Babyliss, and the Babyliss just like blows out of the water. So you can see they've got other ones on the market. The Gamma, that's £117. I would say that's probably a waste of money if you're going to compare it to the Babyliss. This is 70, the Gamma Uno. Again, it's only one head. You can go and get a one head Babyliss for 40 quid. Again, I'm not sponsored by Babyliss. I don't get paid for this. I'm just saying this is giving you my best information and the best knowledge I can. And honestly, on the market today, they're the best ones. So That is basically the different foils that you can get. And now I'm just going to dive into a bit of information about foil heads and where they come from and everything like that. So basically the foil shavers were invented in like 1937, and they were first invented by Remington. So that was the first electric shaver with a foil design to hit the market. So it revolutionized men's grooming. So it was inspired by the straight razor or the cutthroat razor, what we referenced the other week on our podcast. And the goal was to create a tool that could give a close shave without the irritation. And the evolution of it over the years has become like modern foil shavers are now like more precise, more powerful, and they are designed for both wet and dry shaving. Now, if I shave my head, like I say, now if I want to give my head an extra day of being short and have an extra day's growth on it, I would use the foil on my head. And I like to use a cutthroat razor in between that. So through the week, I'll either shave it myself with the cutthroat razor or I'll use the foil. But whenever I sit down in the seat and I get one of the lads to do my beard and my foil and my head, I will get them to use the foils. It's quicker, it's cleaner, it's more sanitary, and it gives me a cleaner result. Again, the Babyliss just blows through my hair, so I definitely recommend it, but it definitely revolutionized men's grooming. I used to have to sit there shaving people's heads at the side if they wanted like a bold fade or a skin fade, and now you can just whip the foils up. And definitely learning how to use it is a really key aspect of grooming in the UK at the minute. So what are they used for, foil shavers? So they're used for super close shaves, ideal for achieving clean, smooth finish, especially in barbershops. So you don't have to just use them on the head, you can use them on the face as well. And yeah, they're great. They stop irritation and any reaction. You can use it with gels, oils, or water just on the face and on the head. So they're perfect for blending fades, essential for barbers creating skin fades, ensuring a seamless transition from bold to blending hair. They're great for detailed work, perfect for shaping beards, mustaches, and sharp lines. And they're great for skin sensitive clients, you know, so the foil barrier reduces direct blade contact, and it has a lower irritation risk. So how do they work? So the foil mechanism is like two thin sheets or one thin sheet, and it's made up of tiny little holes that capture the hair while the blades, the oscillating blades, cut beneath. And that's basically how they work. So they work in like a straight line motion, unlike the rotary ones, which are like the one blade that you run around your head like that. The foilers, they tend to work best in a straight line motion, even though sometimes I work with a circular motion just to catch the edge and soften the edge of the line. But predominantly they work in a straight line motion. So unlike rotary shavers, foil shavers work best up and down or side to side movements. And they have a multi-blade system, so some models have multiple foils for enhanced efficiency. Now, you get 1, 2, and 3 at the moment. I personally haven't used 3 foil heads. I don't think it's necessary because 2 foil heads does the job, and 1, I just think 2 is better. So that's just my opinion. But it's always going to be slightly heavier and stuff like that. But again, 2 is definitely better. And the price really isn't that much different. So key features to look for when you're picking a foil head or you're going to choose your next foiler. So motor speed, blade technology, battery life, and if it can be used on wet and dry hair. So if you're looking for motor speed, which is the RPMs, faster motors provide smoother and more efficient shaves. Blade technology, this is like the blades that cut the hair. So some use titanium, the blades that capture the hair, sorry. So some use titanium or hypoallergenic coatings for better durability and comfort. Make sure you get one with a good battery life and cordless options, because that's the way forward in 2025. And make sure they can be used on wet and dry hair, because not all of them can. But realistically, if they've been released in 2024 and 2025, they should be having these functions. And they should all be used with, can be used with shaving gels, oils, and everything like that. So they are versatile. So popular foils I would recommend is the Babyliss, the Titanium Pro. The Andis is pretty good. The Wal Vanish, that's okay. But definitely for me, the industry top tier one is the Titanium one. The lads in here like the JRL. You've got the new FX1, the bigger one. But for me, just go for the Titanium one, and you can get your 10% discount at Barber Blades using Hotheads 10. So pro tips for using a foil shaver: make sure you stretch the skin, and this will lift the hair and allow for a cleaner shave. Use it on dry skin, because it works best on dry skin, even though you can use it on wet or moistured skin. So clean regularly, make sure you're brushing down in between each client, and you're keeping it sanitary, and you sanitize it, and make sure you disinfect it in between each client, and this will help maintain performance, and it will help the spread of cross-infection. Also follow the grain first. So I would always take it down to as short as you can get it with the mini clippers before I even start foiling, because if it's too long, it will just catch and it will just pull. And they always recommend go with the grain first, but I think if you've used the right mini clipper to take the hair down, it takes it short enough that you can just go against the grain. So basically that's everything on the foil shavers, but now I'm going to do like a comparison between the foil and the rotary shavers. So you've got different blade movement. So the foil shaver has a back and forth movement, whereas the rotary shaver is like a circular motion. So foil shavers are best for close and precise shaving, and rotary shavers contouring around the face. So the foil shavers are better for sensitive skin, whereas the rotary shavers tend to be better for thicker, coarser hair. And the motion you use for a foil shaver, like we touched on, is straight lines up and down or side to side, and the rotary is circular motions. So that's just the difference between foils, blades, shavers, rotary compared to foil motors. Yeah, so that's basically everything I've got for you on foil shavers. And again, go to Barber Blades. They've got a great selection. Go and get the Pro Titanium ones. If I find anything better, I will let you guys know. But at the minute, that's the industry standard. And it's really well priced for what it is. So yeah, go and get yours today. So that was our Pro Tools section, and now we're going to move on to our Q&A. So first up, have you used any Supreme clippers? No, I haven't, but I see them everywhere at the minute. They look half decent. They did a comparison. She is the Barber Plug, did a comparison on the Babyliss Low Pros or the Babyliss Pro FX and the Supreme trimmers, and they look relatively similar in terms of like performance and stuff. But I haven't used any myself. Maybe I'll get a chance to use some this year. But they are everywhere at the minute. Not sure, not heard much about or more use anything. Know really who is behind Supreme trimmers and clippers, but you know what? They look half decent. Let me know if you guys have used it, and in the comments, let me know. So feeling deflated, worked for the same guy for years now, and he's just upped my chair rent to the point where we are paying him more than we are earning. I don't know what to do, and I want to know what other people charge for the chair rent. So it's all circumstantial what people pay for the chair rent depending on where you're located. If you're in the UK, it tends to be a little bit cheaper up north and more expensive down south. Obviously in the bigger cities like Liverpool and Manchester, you can find prices that reflect London prices. So it's all circumstantial on where you are, how busy you are, what type of barbershop you're in. All I would say is either move if you don't like it. The guy or the girl who owns the shop has got rent to pay. Unless they're doing it out of greed and they want to fill their own pockets, then most, like in 2025, everything's going up. Put your own prices up if you can. Invest in education, start social media content, everything like that. I don't always want to blame it on the salon owner. Like, as a barber or a hairdresser, you have to take some responsibility in what you're earning, because it is all down to you at the end of the day. I wish you all the best, but realistically, change your model of how you do it. Go to appointments. If you're walk-ins, then you know how much you're going to make each day. Up your prices, invest in education, everything that I've just gone over. Again, it's all circumstantial. And if you don't like any of that, go and find a place that suits you. So worst place you've had a hair split at? Oh, that's a good one. The worst place I've had one, which is disgusting, I had it in my gum. And I didn't know it was there. Like, so I was working, and halfway through the day, my gum's irritating. And I'm like, sort of like, yeah, like sort of, it was a little bit irritating, and I was sort of feeling it with my fucking, with my tongue, right? And I come to the end of the day and I look, because I just hadn't had a minute, and I've got a massive hair just sat in my gum, and oh my God, it made me feel a bit sick. So that's the worst place I've ever had a hair splinter. In the comments, guys, let me know where the worst place you've had a hair splinter is, because I would be really interested to find out. I know people have had hair splinters in their feet, in their nails, hands, on their back, everywhere you can imagine, people get a hair splinter. So in the comments, please let me know. I'd be really interested to find out. That's a great question. So do you set business goals for the year? Yes, I always set business goals for the year. Whether I go directly to them or I surpass them, I always set business goals, because it gives you a clearer agenda on what you want to achieve through the year, and it gives you something to strive for, and it gives you something to aim for. So many times I've set business goals and I've not necessarily achieved the same goal, but something on the same level and surpassed it. You have an idea, and I'm always good at being flexible. So you set an idea and you work as closely towards that goal or idea or dream as you can. And sometimes you have to slightly divert off, but diverting off a lot of the time can be beneficial for you and your business. So don't be so set on just going, that's the goal I want to hit. Make sure you're flexible with your goals in terms of hitting something as good or as valuable as your goal set, but you know, move around your goal and surpass it. I would definitely say setting business goals is a great way to achieve your dreams and your aspirations throughout the year. 100% do it, write it down. Nobody needs to know, but I do it all the time, and it has been really beneficial to me. So any suggestions on treating carpal tunnel? I normally whack a brace on, but it's not letting off anymore. Realistically, you can go and get surgery, but you're going to be off work for a few weeks. I'm not sure, really, to be honest with you. You can do exercises and stuff that do help you with carpal tunnel syndrome and carpal tunnel pain. Painkillers, everything like that helps, but I think the best way to do it is go and get the op. And I think that stops it completely. Whereas you'll probably just, you will just suffer with this for a number of years. Also, I would have a look at what scissors you're using. We spoke the other week about the different types of scissors and how the handles affect your wrists and your arms. Having something offset is always going to give you better longevity within the salon, and especially like day to day. So maybe look at your scissors. Go and check my latest video out where we talk about scissors on the Pro Tools 101 and the different handles and the different types of scissor you can get, because all of that comes into play. So that's what I would say is, if you don't want to go and get the operation straight away, look at scissors, look at exercises, but mainly probably look at scissors, and then go from there. But let me know how you get on. I would like to hear about your journey. Yeah, and that's it for today, guys. Thanks for joining me again. I will be here again next Monday. Check all the content. Tell your mates about Hotheads Media. We're the go-to place for all things barbering. We're going to be doing a lot of media coverage this year. Remember, we're doing all the barber boxing stuff, so you see us there. Yeah, have a great week, guys. Have a blessed week, and I'll see you all next Monday.